And look, there's the flak truck open fire.
Control initialized.
Hello there, comrades and cannon fodder. It's Dvoid here. I've got a 1v1 multiplayer game, and this is on Enthrall version 2 map. But I'm not playing this one. We've got Unlucky Luke. Lucky Luke is better known as, and Sensei, who is better known as donb, playing. And Lucky Luke is using Russia. donb is using Germany. For this one, we've got a few spectators. Obviously, I am one of them because I'm not playing, I'm observing this one. So we'll see what happens. I haven't used this map much myself, although I have had some games on it in Enthrall version 2. It's a decent map. You have the forward command post and a communication centre near each player. And the communication centre gives you a nice view range around it when you capture it, and the forward command post allows you to build in a small radius around it. So they're both very useful structures. And we've got the light green and the pea green, sort of sea green colour, to tell them apart. And we've got a capture on here with an engineer. And the other player, Lucky Luke, is going for the same capture by the looks of it. But he's cleared out the forward command post. There's a couple of riflemen there. And the engineer was heading for it. It's actually under attack. And it's... Is that all riflemen? It must be, yeah. It seemed to destroy it fairly quickly. So the engineer's changed his destination. He's probably going for the comm centre. Although... So, yeah. Yeah, they've captured an oil derrick each. And, yeah, we've got donb going for a communication centre. And his opponent, Lucky Luke, is going for the communication centre, then the forward command. Because his on that side hasn't been destroyed, although it's got about less than half its health left because of barrel detonations, I guess. Here we go, I've got a capture there on the comm centre. Normal build for donb by the looks of it. 2 refineries, war factory, and a 3rd refinery on the way. You see at the view range that the communication centre gives you. Now Lucky Luke's captured that. He's got all this view range, so it restricts his opponent's ability to move unseen. It's so easy to complete, you know, a ranger here would basically give you view range and tell you if your opponent's crossing anywhere on this half of the map, basically. Very effective. And with the forward command captured as well, you could then defend it with a few base defences and barracks. And you've got a very solid area of vision that could show, and a very defendable area that you could hold the enemy off very efficiently while other units are freed up for attack elsewhere. You see how much view range you get from this, look. That's why a lot of players destroy them if their opponent's using them. They are a high priority target, look. And there's nothing there to stop it. Lucky Luke's gone for a flak truck. And the flak truck is better than the Ranger one-on-one because the flak truck's weapon will do heavy damage to the Ranger if it's under fire. Look at that, a couple of shots and it's damaged it nicely. Ranger's got a very slight edge in speed, I think. And donb's got the view range of that communication centre still. And Lucky Luke's got the forward command. So they've both held on to one of the 2 assets here. Interesting. And it looks like... Did I spot a dog there, or am I imagining it? Yeah, can't see one. No, I'm imagining it. Never mind. Here we go, we've got rifle guards being sent out, look. Early army values are very close. 9.6 to 8.8. Very close. And we've got tanks being produced for both players. And we've got a tank being used to scout with and spot the enemy. You see, this player's expanding here. So he's bringing up units. He did see enemy units heading that way, so it's wise to prepare. 14,000 army value to 12. All of this player's units are being sent north straight away. And it was the last place he saw the enemy, but you know, his opponent knows that, so that should mean that you know, this should be obvious that he's moving over this direction. But those rifle guards will soon start to warn him, and then we'll see the reaction. Look, there's a rifle guard gone, and he reacted to the first one. Let's see where there's a primary production. It should move, so it's here. And look, there's the flak truck open fire. And we've got an expansion there. This force could have gone straight for that, because he should have thought that the enemy would count the territory behind this army as secure. Meaning that an attack this way immediately is a good idea. Look what he'd have found. It would have been interesting, because he's not going to place a refinery anytime soon. If he's just placed a war factory, he's got to build it first. And this is all idle. 21,000 army value each, but there's some idle units. They need to be committed. I think both players are just waiting for the right moment or something. But this attack isn't very powerful, and it's been seen. It's in a nice formation, though. And this might be deadly when it finally hits, because there's nothing there to stop it. There are some units, look, so he is wise. He knows what's going on, and he's backing away here. Right, let's see this reaction. There's a helicopter. Very nice. That's cool. He's lost a helipad. These units will be enough to stop them, because he's got tanks, look, on scene. So with base defences and a few infantry, he can hold them. But he shouldn't be bringing these. These guys should go back, all of those. Oh, look, he hasn't got enough infantry. Where are the base defences? Yes, that's backing away. You need to hold Alt when you do that, and then when you press move, it packs it up. So it'll move and pack up and move away all in one command. Yeah, he's cleared that away nicely. But why aren't these guys attacking? He moved everything. Now he's going to have to bounce from there up to here quickly. And that's a nice move. I think he probably knows, is expecting this. But that's a nice move, because... What's he doing? He's bringing it back. I suppose he wants build radius there. Fair enough. That's fair enough, like... Now he can place base defences around here. But why aren't his units? They're taking their time. And this player should build up a force here to attack once this force reaches this side. That's... Where's the primary? No, it's not there, sadly. Where is his primary production? Probably just with the last barracks he built, which I can't see where it is. It's probably this one. Here we go. And donb is behind in army value. There's a couple of tanks moving in. They can do plenty of damage to ore trucks. And he's actually got an ore truck here. I wonder if that's by... Well, yeah, it's by accident, because if it was on purpose, he'd actually use it properly. as a screening unit, keeping them close up front, but that's not enough tanks. It's not enough. Maybe it's a desperate attempt, but no, this is going to finish the game. These are dead. These guys are... Yeah, he's called it. That's it. 2 tanks there, 2 tanks there. Let's just look at his other... He's got some forces here, and this has won this battle, so yeah, he was right to call it, but that attack I wouldn't have made. I would have attempted attacks. I would have split it up and tried to draw my opponent's attention. Try and make them attack with an army that's small enough to deal with, and then send other units to deal with my attacks. Just, you know, rather than an attack like that as a last-ditch attempt. But I know for a fact both are good players. So I'll go through the army graph quickly for you. There, look at that. It looks like, shows you how close it was. And it was just the fact that all donb's units got drawn down here, or out of the way, but it turns out that I think in the end he did need them. It's a shame though, he just got caught out like that, I think. There's the earnings graph. Yeah, that's okay. Finishing army. Oh, look how many tanks there are. There's quite a few tanks. Look at them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's nice. Plenty of troops as well. He's got a 25,000 army value. He killed 109 units, Lucky Luke did, and donb killed 87. Lucky Luke killed 36,000 credits worth of his opponent's assets. His opponent killed 15,000 credits worth of his assets. No support powers in effect. Producing basics. Economy. Lucky Luke got 74,000 he earned, and donb earned 70,000. They've both got a nice bit of cash, over 5 grand each. Very nice. And he's got 9 ore trucks. That's cool. Plenty of them. 27 actions per minute for the winner. 26 actions per minute for his opponent. There's your scores. Yeah. And that's that. I'm going to add a second replay to this post just to make it a little more substantial.
Battle control.
And it was one of my very last games, this one. I had a couple of games, but the last attempt actually crashed. And it happened for both of us, so it was the map that did it. But welcome to this one. It's a 1v1 multiplayer game on Timian map. And I'm using the RAGL 10 version, which is an older version, but it's okay. It's got most of the updates you would expect. But it's just to be on the safe side, because the last time the last version of this map I tried, I think that's what caused the crash. It was just the wrong version, sadly. So never mind. Until I know better, I'll use this one. But I've sent my engineer, and my opponent, let's see, he's sending rifles immediately. And he's sending them to secure his oil derrick. I've sent a few rifles straight to hunt for his engineer, and I've sent a few up here, but I actually thought, because of my last game, and what happened was I played, let's say, the first 8-9 minutes, and I was about to launch an attack, and then it crashed. So my opponent got to see everything that I did, and then we restarted. So basically I thought I have to change something up. I can't do the same thing, because if he's got any skill, which I assume he has, then he's going to actually adapt, and he's going to remember what I did. You know, I don't underestimate my opponents. I've got respect for them all. Enough respect to, you know, be careful and watch it. And this is why I changed things up. But I saw I'd been intercepted there and told these guys to group together. But when I sent these behind the oil derrick, I saw he hadn't sent an engineer there. But his engineer's just been trained and captured the first oil derrick. So now where's it going? You see, that's something he's done differently. He's not sent his engineer this way, but he's got 3 riflemen there, and you see I've got my engineer well and truly guarded, because I didn't know if he was going to go on an attack against my oil derrick. But my opponent sent these rocket troops out now. It's at the 2-minute mark, which is when you should start training them, but I caught them, and it was, even though I haven't got his engineer, it's up here. Catching these rocket soldiers is excellent. And there's a medic who escaped. But I've got a rifleman guarding the oil derrick behind the enemy units, and these riflemen, look, are attacking my oil derrick here, the closest one to my base. Now, they are half damaged in this version of the map, but it's 3 rifles. It's going to take them a while. And because I can attack from outside their view range, they can't fire back. There you go, look. I can see them. They can't see my units, look. You see, he's getting shot, but he can't see anyone to fire back. So there's nothing he can do. And I'm moving in closer with these units because I want some scouting information. He hasn't started using this ranger yet. Those riflemen have been taken care of. But my formation of infantry is near a barrel, which is very reckless. You see the detonation there, very reckless. And there's no one in that ranger. There's the enemy's engineer. He's clearing up my rifle guards. And because he hasn't captured this, he doesn't know my engineer's here, so he can't order a snipe. He could go and investigate, but he can't attack it yet. And there you go, I've lost my veteran there, sadly. But he's picking up his engineer. Or he's sent it to do that. Yeah, there we go. So what's he going to try? He's not going for the oil derrick by the looks of it. Cash situation, I'm okay. My opponent's just struggling a bit but for cash. It's 3 oil derricks to me, 1 to my opponent. And I'm way ahead in army value in this one. See, it's a move command, so it didn't stop. If I didn't hear those 2 or 3 bursts, then I wouldn't get any other warning. It looks like I did notice. See, I'm paying attention. I've got some units here to resist this ranger, but I'm assuming he's scouting and that it's just going to get away. But he actually dropped off his engineer and started capturing this. I thought, what are you doing? So I targeted the engineer first. This can't get away, not now. Look, these guys were ready for him. So, I've got this small force guarding the oil derrick. But now I'm expanding with my MCV. I've got to send the rest of my army, and this is my priority now. Escorting this MCV. You only need a small group of enemy units here to actually destroy that if it was sent on his own. That's why I sent that first. But my engineer's inside that. He's safe as long as I don't send it up to the front like that. He needs to get out of there. Yeah, there's the engineer. Yeah, he's off. Now, just in time. And I'm trying to get him out of there. There, he's too slow. That was a shame. You see? Reckless. And I've ordered everyone to move in and defend this oil derrick. And because he's got no vehicle, he probably can't even see my infantry. He's getting a couple of shots off, but he's got no hope. You don't fight within the view range of an oil derrick if you can help it. And you'll lose if you do, especially against a superior force. You'll lose against anyway. Didn't have a vehicle, but he's got a few light tanks there. And we've got an expansion moving this way. Now, he's seen that he's going to get trouble if he moves here. Yeah, I'm sending out other rifles to check out where my opponent is exactly. And yeah, these are checking and escorting for the MCV there. That's a nice touch, because these fast units, they'll give you plenty of warning of any units ahead. Although he should be like here, here, and here with them. I've got 15,000, 16, 17 now to 7,000 of my opponent's assets, 7,000 army value. But I didn't notice this, and he's actually got an eco transfer as well. And because I've not been threatened at my home base, I'm sending units out here. And I assume that'll move any time now. I've set up my refinery there, look. I've got a forward expansion. Setting up base defences, power. And I'm just going in for an attack immediately, getting tanks up front, look. But I wasn't aware of this. I didn't know my opponent had set up there, but there's nothing there to threaten me. Yeah, he's got a helipad, but that's only going to get destroyed. It should be here to focus his assets, but I know he hasn't expanded here. Obviously he hasn't expanded here, so I didn't expect him to have expanded there. Now there's my engineer. And I know I was moving my engineer up to move up behind this army, and I knew I lost it, but I didn't know why. Did he reveal anything for me? Yes, that's it. The engineer at least told me the enemy's there, look. So at that point I became aware. And I've got my army in 2 groups. I was being cautious. But look, he's actually building up a decent force here, and that's why I'm defending my bases here. But he's not attacking there, he's actually going for this by the looks of it. Here we go, he's got artillery, that's nice, but these units, they're on a move command. What the hell was that? Maybe it was a misclick. And my opponent's attacking, he's going for base defences, he's pushed through there, but those light tanks are taking plenty of damage. And I need an eco-transfer, which is happening now, but he attacked at the perfect moment, so I had to divert my ore trucks over here, finish the attack here, and also rally enough units to defeat this lot. Look, he's destroying my ore refinery, nice touch. But I've got enough to fight them off. Just out of these units will do. There you go, no vehicle. And I've overrun his home base, but I'm not destroying the radar dome and the war factory because I've sent an engineer. Look, I want to capture that, and I'll also capture the oil derrick as well. But I've defeated them here. I've got a second war factory, so I'm hoping to have a third soon. I didn't know exactly what he had here. And I'm shooting down the helicopter. There you go. I had to sell that for power. My opponent's called it here. I didn't get to capture, but it wasn't needed. So there you go. We had a spectator for this one as well. But there's a second post replay for this post. Just like I say, so there's a little bit more content there. There's the army graph, and yeah, it looks like we're even, but suffering early losses can just leave you behind for the whole game, and you'd need a victory over in an engagement to even it out again, which he wasn't able to attain. So there's the army graph for you. Let's have a look. There's an earnings graph. Yeah, my opponent was doing well for earnings at one point, but he never expanded here, and this was just a bit isolated, basically. Kept him going, though, by the looks of it. There's my army, my finishing army. It's okay, it's a decent enough force. Let's have a look at 24,000 army value, credits worth of army. And I destroyed 44,000 credits worth of my opponent's units. My opponent destroyed 15,000 credits worth of mine. I killed 133 units. My opponent killed 82 of mine. I did lose 4 structures. My opponent lost 13. No support powers in effect. I was hoping to capture the radar dome. That would have enabled me to build thieves and build an airfield. Yeah, I'm building basics. Economy, I've got 7 ore trucks left. I spent 64,000. My opponent spent 56, but I earned 65. My opponent earned 52 grand. I've got 5,600 credits left. My opponent's got 500, so he's not done well for cash towards the end. Basics, I am actually in low power by 1 point, which is obviously why I was selling refineries there. But all I'd have to do is sell one of these flame towers, or maybe repair a power plant. Are any of them damaged? Can't really tell. It's only 1 power I'd need. So yeah, I'd sell a flame tower. But yeah, 27 actions per minute. My opponent was at 19. There's the scores and that for you. So I hope you enjoyed the games. One wasn't me, obviously. 2 good players. And then this second game for you was one of mine. But I hope you enjoyed what you saw. Give us a sub and a like if you do. If you did enjoy it. And take good care of yourselves. And until next time, goodbye.
Battle control terminated.